Hey, friends. Good morning and welcome back to Power Nap Live. Y'all, I almost didn't make it this morning, okay? But I am here. Um, this week, I'm not coming in with a fancy strategy or a slick formula. I just need to be real with you because I've been like feeling stuck this week, just like incredibly stuck. It feels like everywhere that you turn right now, or that I have turned right now, online, in the news, even in casual conversations, text messages, people are fighting. There's sickness, loss, people are just being unkind. I read a review this week, literally read a review this week, right? I was going to this specific place. I read a review online that was mad that a restaurant gave a homeless man water. They were really upset about it. They were saying that they purchased something, they wanted an extra cup for their specific person, and the restaurant told them, whether I agree or not, but it is posted in the restaurant, that they would have to pay for the extra cup. But then they said, but then I watched this person come in that was homeless and they gave them water. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. The energy that's floating around, honestly, it's just exhausting. It was just enough this week to make it through the week. Okay. If you felt like just making it through the week was a win, then you're not alone. I need you to know that you are not alone and you're not broken. Surviving heavy weeks, that's still process, that's still progress, and it's still a part of the process. So we'll talk a little more about that right after these messages, because you're not alone, okay? Right after our intro. Good morning, y'all. I needed that little I could feel good today, okay? Just like a little bit, just like a moment. Hey, y'all, I see you in the comments. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Keep those comments coming in. If you ever see me looking over to this side so that I can see the comments, see what folks are saying. But when people are mad about giving someone a free cup of water, it just shows how desperate this world is for kindness, how we all are craving kindness right now. And just maybe we can be the ones to actually give it. It's so funny because I went into the store, of course, after I shared in the intro. And if you didn't hear that, then definitely go back and watch the intro, okay, of the show. But I went into the store because I was like, I have to spend my money there because I need to support a place that would give water to someone who needs it, right? To the just, that's so wild. I wasn't even gonna go. I was just looking for places to go. I really wanted some shaved ice. And y'all, anyone who knows me knows I'm not supposed to be eating shaved ice right now, but it's the end of the season. And I was like, I've been being good all summer, and shaved ice is literally one of my favorite things of the summer. Literally one of my favorite things of the summer. Okay. Shaved ice in the summer, slushies in the fall, but I'm trying not to have no slushies, okay? You know, see your girl's face is getting a little, it's getting a little snap. Okay, it's probably not that snap, but whatever the case is. Y'all, I hope you guys can hear me. This is how we're just in shambles, okay? But that's okay. We're in shambles, maybe together, and I hope that you're not. I hope I'm meeting you not in a place of shambles, but just reminding you to name the weight. For me, this week, it just, it has just been a lot of weight, right? I guess. But anyway, so back to the story. So I go to get some shaved ice from a place that I haven't gone for a long, long time, but it was late night, so nothing was open. We drove all the way 20 minutes away from us to go to a place that I typically like. Of course, online it said that they were open. We pull up, it's pitch black dark, right? We Google the next place that's closest to us that we've never gone to, but I was like, let's give it a try. The reviews are not that great, but we're going to give it a try since we're close by. We pull up, nothing. Pitch black dark in there. So I go, there's only one place that I know that may be open right now, but I stopped going there and can't remember why I stopped going, right? Anyway, so we pull up to that place, and sure enough, as we're driving, well, as I'm driving, right? Because I was like, okay, does anybody else have this? So I like to be the person who talks to the person who's taking my order, right? I love my husband, but he is so funny in the drive-through. We don't get as much free stuff. We don't, all those different things. He's sweet as pie to the people, but it's something that happens to him when he gets to the drive-through or when he gets to the order person that all of the I don't know, everything just goes out the window. And I'd be like, no, you have to say it like this, so the person will do this, or whatever the case is. When I am talking to somebody who's taking my order, anyone who's ever eaten dinner with me, or whatever the case is, knows that there are key things that I do in order to enhance our and my experience. Because oftentimes when people are there with me, their experience is enhanced too by literally some of the key things that I do. Number one, I always know our waiter or waitress or whoever it is, our server's name. Okay. And I refer to them as that the entire time. Even if they tell it to me, I didn't hear it well the first time, when they come back immediately, I'm going to say, I know you told me your name, but can you tell me one more time? I promise I won't forget it. And then I am a woman of my word. I do not forget it the whole time. We were just somewhere for my sister-in-law's birthday, and Victor was our server. Right in my head the entire time. Anytime I ask for something, I would say Victor, Victor. And no stress. I see some folks that are in the comments. Let's see, Willie said, forgive me. No problem. Listen, I was late too, okay? Shambles, all right? And then, yes, we are a family of shave ice lovers, okay? But so anyway, to me, so I wanted for sure to get my final shaved, my only really good shaved ice of the season. I wanted to be able to order it myself. So I was driving, right? So since I was driving and we had to head all the way back into the city where we live, I had my husband looking up reviews to help me remember why I didn't want to go to that place that we were going to, but I was now going. And that's where one of the reviews was, that someone was upset and gave these people 1 star. 1 star, lean in, 1 star. They gave these folks 1 star because they gave water to a homeless person. My question is, even if it's kind of one of those things where people tell a story and you're like, oh, you could not have gotten that out of me. And so not only did they experience the thing, right? But then they also had the unmitigated gall to also type it out. That we live in a world next to people that not only think in their mind, I'm mad that they're giving someone who doesn't have something water, but that they literally took the time to log into their Google account, type in the name of the place, write a review, and hit submit. And probably sat there with a smug look on their face, like they were saving other people from y'all. And so I'm not even, of course, you guys know all the things that are going around us right now, right? And at some point it won't be going around us. So I refuse to kind of talk specifically about, but there's so many things that what do you talk about? And even in that, even with our world feeling like a dumpster fire, there's still personal like things around you and other people, especially around me, who are experiencing such difficulty, such loss, such frustration, that it just feels like there's so much weight. So, one of the very first things that's important as we talk about this specifically today is to make sure that you're naming the weight. Okay. You have to name it, right? It's important for you to feel validated in it. It's grounding for you to name what the weight is. And you may not know every single thing to even say it out loud, but sometimes the reason that we feel stuck in inaction, right? I told you guys at the beginning of this week, I felt incredibly stuck in inaction, even though there's a bunch of things that I felt like I needed to do. But sometimes the reason that we feel stuck in inaction isn't because we're lazy. And I needed to hear that today. It's really because our brains and our bodies are literally carrying more than they can process. We weren't designed to constantly absorb the internet's outrage. We weren't created to absorb sadness, the internet's noise. We weren't created for that or designed to be able to do that. So when you feel like you can't move forward, it doesn't mean that you failed. It literally just means that you're human. It's okay if the one thing that you got done this week or today or whenever was logging off or logging into work and feeding yourself. If that was what you did this week, wait. Then we're clapping for you. Standing ovation. It's okay if you avoided the comments. Lord knows I try my hardest this week. Typically, I don't. I like to see what people are thinking and feeling, even if I don't agree with where they're coming from. I need sometimes to see every side of things, right? What could I be missing? But this week, I avoided the comment sections. And if that is what you did this week, if you muted conversations, if you just took a nap, good for you. You did it. Good for you. You do not need to explain your exhaustion. Grief, outrage, cruelty in this world are heavy enough. Resting is resistance to. Resting is literally resistance to. When the world is in chaos and it's burning, which feels constant now, resting is resistance to. Your body is not betraying you when you're tired. It's protecting you, y'all. And you've got to listen to it. And I'm talking to myself too today. In the comments, folks are saying facts, a supreme waste of time and effort, right? Imagine holding anger over something so small, right? Absolutely. If rest and peace looks like an empty phone bill for a few days, then do it. Absolutely, right? If it looks like a dry a dry phone and you're not talking to people, then that is okay. Absolutely. So you guys know I never leave you with just those thoughts, right? Not just telling you to name the weight, but I also want to give you a pathway forward. Okay. So it's incredibly important for us to look for ways to be practical, right? In this situation. I want to be helpful to you in that. So the question is, how do we move through weeks like this without getting swallowed by them, right? How do we move? Every time I think of swallowed. So how do we move through weeks like this when it feels like everything is heavy, when the world is on fire? How do we move through those kind of weeks without getting swallowed up? Oh my gosh, I don't want the replay on that. But yes. Okay. So as we think about that, how do we move through it without getting swallowed up, right? Here are 3 resets that I use in order to get through, especially weeks, days, whatever the case is, months, years if you need it, right? But hopefully that's not the case without in order to reset. So here's 3 resets that I use, okay? So the first thing is micro acts of goodness. All right. Some people call it kindness, whatever the case is, but do one tiny kind thing. Okay. When I do that, smile at the cashier, text a friend, refill your own like water glass, whatever it is, right? Small good helps to cut through the ugly stuff that's out there. Right. So for me, it was actually going into that store, right? Into that place. It was Shaved Ice Place. And it's so wild because I literally told the story as I was getting my shaved ice and heading out. I told the young lady who handed me the ice, I said, I want to tell you guys why I came in here today. It's been years since I've been in here because I can't remember why, but it's been years, right? And I said, the reason I came in today, the reason I came to spend my money, not only because I really wanted shaved ice, right? But the reason I came is because you guys had a review saying something negative about you guys doing something that I saw as an incredibly positive, right? Y'all are not going to believe this. So she looks over and looks at the other girl, and the other girl gasps, literally, like, oh my goodness. She goes, there's a review up about that. And I go, yeah, there is. That's why I came in today. She goes, oh my gosh, that was me. I gave the water to the person. I can't believe there's a negative review about that. I didn't even think anybody knew. Right. And so I told her, I said, you listen here. First of all, I want you to always do the good thing, do the right thing, do what feels good, do what's kind. And I said, you tell me. I gave her my business card. And I said, if you, I said, because I can tell that your business or your boss or whoever it is reads the reviews, because on each of the reviews, they had responses, right? And they did a response. And to me, they did an okay job of responding back to the person, even though to me, I would have been like, never come back to my store if you got a problem with the way we run things. But they explained to the person that the extra cup, because see, people be trying to finesse folks, okay? Now, sure, could they give you an extra cup? Maybe, right? But folks be trying to finesse so much that it messes it up for regular people. So if you're gonna go and buy a job, a big thing, instead of buying some for other people so that maybe the price, I guess, can stay the same or whatever, that's what their reasoning was. People coming in buying one cone and then asking for 4 cups in order to put it in. Well, we don't have to give you a cup for that. And if we do, in the store, it had posted that it cost money to get the additional cup, right? So pay the piper. So they said that that's the case, right? And so anyway, I told her, I gave her my card and I said, if your supervisor or whoever gives you a hard time for giving water in that situation that you deemed was the right thing to do, you call me, you let me know. I said, I don't even know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. Okay, something, because there is no way that I feel comfortable living in a world where someone can do something that kind and be punished for it, right? But that's what it feels like. Everything feels like right now. So anyway, micro acts of goodness. How can you do those, right? How can you do something that's going to give you that dopamine boost, but also help someone else? Is it, times are kind of tough right now, but is it paying for the groceries and the person in front of you? Is it literally just stopping to help someone who dropped something, helping someone find something, Googling something funny and sending it to a friend? Whatever it is, we need to look for all the opportunities we can to do micro goodness, do micro acts of goodness. So the next one, besides the micro acts of goodness, is a one thing list. Okay. So oftentimes when I'm feeling stuck in the mud, when I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm going to do, I create a one thing list. Okay. Our to-do list is usually full of tons of things, but I create for myself just a one thing list. Okay. One thing list. So instead of writing 10 things that I should do, I pick one thing and I do it. Right. And that immediately gives me a feeling like, okay, I've accomplished this. I'm feeling good. What else can I put on my one thing list? I see the comments coming in. Absolutely. A one thing list. Absolutely. Pick one thing and do it to completion. And that will 100% give you the boost that you're looking for. Okay. So we've got a one thing list. We've also got those micro moments of goodness where we're doing kind things. And the finally thing is no. The final thing is, right, step 3, or the third thing that you can do as a practical step, is to protect your intake. Protect your intake. Okay. It feels like everything is everywhere. And when the internet, especially the internet, or even around you, when it feels like a battlefield, okay, because it does to me right now, when it feels like a battlefield, it is okay for you to step back. It's okay. You can trade 30 minutes of scrolling for 30 minutes of something else that brings you a little bit of joy. Is it sitting outside? Y'all, I was sitting outside for a second yesterday. Okay, it was in my car and it was just the window down, so hardly could see out. But it was outside right now. I was like, okay, fall. You better come through with the little chillier weather. So, but it was at night. I mean, like, it was pretty late. So that's why it was a little windy. Now, I'm not going to sit outside in regular daylight, okay? And definitely not outside my car unless one day maybe I'll get a patio. But I feel like I will only go to the patio the first time I would sit out there. And then after that, I wouldn't trust that there aren't bugs. Oh, y'all, I'm a special person. Anyway, but whatever the case is, whatever brings you that joy, if it's 30 minutes of silence instead of scrolling, if it's 30 minutes of journaling, if it's 30 minutes of cooking, baking, pounding something, you don't have to put sugar in it for it to taste good. Get you a replacement and figure out how to make you the thing that tastes good. I was playing around in the kitchen the other day and made some soup that tasted like a soup I was looking for. And I was scared because I didn't know the ingredients at all, but I was just like testing things and tasting it. And then it turned out fantastic. But that took me 30 minutes instead of scrolling on my phone, right? So do something, learn something, see something else besides the battlefield and the sketchiness that's going on around you online. And there are people who would go, you need to be involved. You need to see it. I get it. And there are moments where I go and catch up and do things, but also I need you to know it's okay for you to prioritize your mental health by not necessarily looking at times. Right? You can be informed without constantly having to see the back and forth that's happening between people, refuting comments, unfriending, and doing all of these different pieces. I don't know why we're here. Well, that's not true, but we are here. And so in it, we've got to make sure that we have ways in order for us to still take care of ourselves in these moments. Okay. So let's take a second, because I know if you're anything like me, you haven't done this yet. I want us to just take a moment, just a moment. Okay. Would you take 10 seconds? You can close your eyes if you need to, but I want you right now, as you're looking in the phone, looking at me, I want you to take a deep breath. Let it out if you haven't, because we haven't done that. It feels literally hard to breathe right now. And if that's how you feel, you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. Other people are feeling the same way. And that doesn't always make it better, right? You just heard myself say that. But I also wanted to say it doesn't always make it better to know that somebody else is dealing with the same thing that you are. I'm still dealing with it, right? But I hope that knowing that you're not alone in it, even though it sucks to still deal with it, helps provide at least a little space of grounding and at least a little hope, especially if you look around to know that other people have made their way through it. And I believe together we will do that. Okay. So while while we cannot heal the whole internet, okay? The interwebs, Beyonce's internet, we can't do it. You can water your own corner of the world. And that's what I'm deciding to do, to use my time, my talents to make the world a better place, but starting with my own tiny little corner. What's the song? In my own little corner, in my own little chair. I don't know what that song is. If you know, drop in the comments. But some weeks, I need you to hear this. Some weeks are not about conquering a to-do list. Okay. Some weeks are just about remembering that you are still here. Remembering that you are still here, and that is enough. Okay. Oh, I think it's Cinderella. Yes, somebody in the comments said that was Brandy. Absolutely. That I was not giving vocals on that. I needed to, maybe I'll do a redo or whatever the case is. But I want you to hear that some weeks are not about conquering everything. Okay. Some weeks are just about being here, and that is enough. And for you, if that was this week, then that is okay. Next week is a new time for us to do, this week is a new time for us to do whatever, but take what you need. Okay. Take what you need in order to be who you're called to be. So as we close today, right, I want you to hear me. As we close, I need you to hear me. If you made it through the week, then you, my friend, are stronger than you ever think. You are so much stronger than you've ever thought, that you've ever realized. You made it, okay? You're not behind. You're not failing. You're living in a world that can feel cruel and overwhelming sometimes, and you're still showing up. And that is what matters in this season, that you are still showing up, okay? So here's the invitation. We always have one every week, okay? So this week, I want you to remind yourself that you're still moving forward. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just needs to be yours. But I need you to do something this week to remind yourself that you are still moving forward. This week, survival was success. Okay. So next week, let's start building from right there on top of that survival that you did this week, okay? You guys, thanks for resting with me this week. I cannot believe it's already 10:30. It's probably about to be 10:31. If this resonated with you this week, please make sure to share it with someone who needs it, so that know that they are not alone, that there's a community of us here right on YouTube. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do that. Click it on every last one of the one you use to go look on other people's stuff. No. Click subscribe on that one too, because the world doesn't need more fighting. It needs more people who are choosing rest, choosing kindness, and choosing to keep going. All right. You guys, this week, please make good decisions and continue to rest well. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on YouTube. And I can't wait to see you then. Take care.
Power up, power now alive. 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 Power up, power now alive.